Alright, Shalom, all praise unto Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honest you brothers will be pushing this truth with sincerity. Alright, this is going to be a video following the title that you have in before you here, okay? And I'm going to read this. It says, U.S. study on decapitating Russia, China may raise fear of a surprise nuke attack. Okay, so I'm gonna read this a little bit here, and I'll read the rest after I got into some scripture. So the first word to get into is this word decapitating. Okay, which basically means to take the head off a sign. Okay, so when we go into this word here, decapitate, it says it's a verb, right? Cut off the head. Okay, synonyms are behead or cut off the head, guillotine, and so on and so forth. And you've seen the images over there. Okay, so it says Congress's request to U.S. intelligence agencies to evaluate the survivability of Russian and Chinese leaders after a nuclear attack is unnecessary. So they're basically saying that that whole thing, the notion to do that, to see how if the Russian leaders and the Chinese leaders are going to survive, is an unnecessary one. But see, what's not being said here is the survivability of Esau. So let's get some scriptures out here. So let's start off within the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Okay, and let's see the survivability of Esau. Now, who is Esau? And I did this last time. Okay, you should be able to see some images being brought forth, and this is also dealing with the truth. Okay, this is all dealing with the fact that Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai has put it within the spirit of the prophets to bring out these images here. Here it is. The scripture says there's been a covering that's been cast over all people. We're out here to shake the hand saying, no, no, no. Okay, this is what's actually supposed to be. So when you're seeing these images, you go back 20, 30 years, okay, you wouldn't have been able to see Esau being as he is depicted over him. This is all the spirit of the Lord, okay, being enforced out there. Okay, this is all the spirit of the Lord that's being enforced out there. So that's Esau right there. So let's go into the scriptures right here, the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and start from the 6th verse, because I like this verse. It says, he that smote the nations, rather he that smote the people with a continuing stroke. Okay, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted. So it's all good and well, you know, predicting whether because when you read that, the assumption is this, okay, that you have survived, okay, that nuclear war that you're gonna have. See, they're talking about a preemptive strike. That's why it says here that could be interpreted as a preemptive strike. Now, this all deals with the fact that, because obviously there hasn't been a preemptive strike, this all deals with the fact that the scripture says the Most High is going to have it where he's going to put hooks within Russia's jaws. Okay, they're going to get drawn out into this war. Okay, so you have a situation being played out there by the U.S. intelligence agency, seeing if the Chinese and the Russian leaders are going to survive that. But the fact of the matter is, neither party is going to survive. Okay, you're not going to have a nation, rather more a kingdom, because the earth is a kingdom. Okay, whoever rules the earth is a kingdom. Now, you go back into the history, you see the Babylonians ruled it, the Assyrians ruled it, the Greeks, the Romans, okay, the Medo-Persians. They all ruled it, and it stands to reason that, well, somebody's going to be ruling it right now, okay, and that's Esau, okay, but more principally is Esau, the beast, okay, which is being spearheaded by who? By America, because America is the teeth of this beast that goes out there by the name of NATO and so on and so forth, threshing forth these different nations, as it says here, that smote the people with a continual stroke. Okay, now when this person is destroyed, the whole earth is going to be arrested. Okay, now let's see the survivability of Esau after these nuclear missiles hit. So if we scroll down to the latter parts of this scripture, okay, we find out that this entity, this being that's known as the wicked, okay, is going to be wiped off of the face of the earth. Okay, so it says here in Isaiah 14 and 21, it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not raise up and possess the land, and nor fill the face of nor fill the face of the world with cities. Now, what's that iniquity that they have had? Okay, let's go into the scriptures again. Let's go to the book of Zechariah, the 14th. What was it? Zechariah, was it 2? Zechariah 2 or something like that. I might have it already prepared within the previous searches that I have had made. Okay, 2 and 8. Zechariah 2 and 8. Okay. So this is the book of Zechariah, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse. It says, "For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory that he hath sent me unto the nations which have spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of the Most High's eye." Okay, now let's go again into the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter this time. Okay, you can see some of these scriptures, I've used them in the past. All right, makes it easy because it's cached in there to get up again. Okay, she says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that will fight against Jerusalem." Now this is actually dealing with the situation that they're playing out here. Okay, the ICBM nuclear missiles going out there forth and destroying and so on and so forth. Okay, all right. So what's going to be the survivability of these different nations? Well, this is what the scripture says. Okay, it says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." So who has fought against Jerusalem? Who has fought against Jerusalem? Going back onto the scripture here, right? Okay, it says, "Thus saith the Lord," etc., etc. "He that touches you touches the apple of my eye." Okay, now let's go to this scripture. Okay, possession. Rather, let me put residue. So you got residue of the heathen. Okay, because all of these different nations have had us in captivity at some point. Okay, I might have to put the N in there. I hope it's not in our apocrypha. Okay, so let's see which one I was looking for. All right, this will do. It says, therefore prophecy and say, "Thus saith the Lord, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye may be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and you're taken up in the lips of talkers and in infamy of the people." Okay, that's all of these nations, man. Okay, that's all of these different nations out here that we have become a proverb and reproach unto us, talk all kind of craziness. Okay, that have swallowed us up. Okay, and we've become a possession unto them, man. Okay, more further on to the point, when you go into the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, I'm gonna start maybe at the 50th something verse. Okay, should work. Oh, yeah. Is it DU? There we go. Okay, so this is dealing with Deuteronomy 28th chapter and 49th verse. It says, "And the Lord shall bring a nation against you from afar off, from the end of the earth, swift as an eagle." That's a clue right there, because when we go into the book of Obadiah, okay, the 1st chapter, Obadiah, okay, 1 and 3, which will go back into the Obadiah in a second. Okay, dealing with Esau surviving these nukes and so on and so forth, which you're going to get certain ones that are going to survive. The scripture does say that. The scripture says they're noble men. They're going to bow their head. They're going to bow down to, they're going to bow down before us, man. Okay, that's dealing with the elite banking families and so on and so forth. But the ultimate end of Esau is that he's going to be completely destroyed off of the face of the earth. Okay, so it says here, "The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. That saith, whose habitation is high, that saith, within his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle." Okay, so who is that person that exalts themselves as the eagle? Okay, that used to dwell in the clefts of the rocks. Okay, simple mathematics. Okay, simple mathematics. Okay, all right. It says here, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down." Okay, let's go back onto this. Swift as the eagle flieth a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old and young, and show favor to the young, and shall eat of your fruit and your cattle. Rathermore, he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed," etc., etc. Okay, so when you go back onto Zechariah, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse, what does that allude to? That means to say this nation had touched the people of the Most High, or more specific to the point, they have fought against the people of the Most High. Okay, so the Most High has got an eternal indignation against this nation. All right, so it says, "And this shall be a plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem." Let's go into some words right here. Go tools. Okay, let's understand this word fought. Okay, right. So let's get into this word. Strong's H 6633. Right. So Seva. So this says to go
Seva.
forth. to wage war, to fight, okay, to wage war, to go forth, to serve, okay, to cause to go forth, right, to master. Okay, those are all words that are synonymous with what is being said here within the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and 48th verse. Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemy, right? To go forth and serve thine enemy in hunger and thirst and so on and so forth. But we read it over here. We was in was it the 49th verse or something like that, all right? Shall come as a swift as an eagle, okay? A fierce countenance and some regard. You don't have no regard or anything like that. No, show no favor. What are you doing? Okay, you're doing what is spoken about here. Okay, you're waging war, man. Okay, like it says here, you're gonna wage war. Okay, so go back onto this scripture here in the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter and the 12th verse. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, and their flesh shall consume away whilst they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away within their mouth." And what's that talking about? I was talking about the ICBM nuclear missile that's going to disintegrate all of them things that's going to be here. To the end, the scripture says within the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, how that pretty much, okay, all the elements is going to melt with a fervent heat. Okay, all right. You go to the book of Job, the 20th chapter. It says his riches are going to flow away. Okay, let's go back onto this book here, the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and I want to be. I said here, the 20th verse, 21st verse, furthermore, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they may not possess the land, that they may, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the city with the world, the face of the world with cities. Okay, and I want to go even closer to the point, which is more specific to the point. Where is it? Sorry, Slakia, bear with me. I'm sure it's in here. I'm sure the scripture I'm looking for is in there. Nevertheless, I can get the same gist of what I want in here in the book of Obadiah. Okay, and in Obadiah we can go to the verse here, which says. Right, here we go. Okay, so this is Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau." So they're not gonna they're gonna be burnt up, man. Okay, they're gonna be bound and burnt, as it says within the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter. "Let both grow together until the harvest, and when the harvest comes, guess what? Okay, the tares are gonna be burnt." And the same thing goes for Esau, because you're going to have it, like I said, you're going to have it to where some of their nobles, I believe it says that within the book of Isaiah, how that some of their noblemen is going to be bound down. But the ultimate end of Esau is that he's going to be destroyed. And we can read about this. We're seeing that right here, man. Okay. It says, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Esau, rather, the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it." So that all ties right back in nicely with this, because they're seeing whether any of the Russians and the Chinese are going to survive their attack. But quite the contrary, because you're not going to survive that. Neither are they, okay? Save that you're going to have, certainly not the Russian Edomites. They're not going to survive, because the scripture right here said it here within the book of Obadiah. Okay, the book of Obadiah just showed you here that all the house of Esau shall be. And it says here, Esau, the house of Esau. We go to Esau. Who is Esau? It's Giza over here, man. Okay? Notwithstanding, like I just gave you the example, okay, you're going to have some Jakes out there, some Negroes, Hispanics, Native American descendants out there that are of this persuasion in terms of how they look and so on and so forth. Because, little later on down the road, Esau's going to paint us out as some racial group, or we're dealing with just blacks, but that's not the case. Okay, you got a lot of Israelites amidst the Sicilians, a lot of Israelites amidst the Irish. Okay, most of Sicily is full of Israelites. Okay, you got a lot of Israelites all over the face, but for the most part, they're gonna look like Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Okay, sorry, what was that? Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Okay, so let's go back onto this this article right here. So it says Washington. right? The comprehensive Washington, okay? The comprehensive study mandated by Congress will be carried out by the U.S. intelligence agencies as well as by the Strategic Command, which is Stratcom, okay, which is in charge of the American nuclear forces, according to a reported section of the 2017 National Defense Authorization. Okay, no other nation state has any intent of attacking us, except if they should survive our. Let's read it again. It says no other nation state has any intent of attacking us, except if they have except if they should survive our initial preemptive attack. Okay, they can be expected to retaliate the best they are able. Okay, retired U.S. Army Major and historian Todd Pierce said on Monday. Okay, you can pretty much tell the whole rhetoric over there. Okay, their thing is, okay, if we do a preemptive attack on Russia and so on and so forth, okay, then and this is all dragging Russia's jaws, because if you're supposed to be this guy here and you're supposedly leading the people in Russia out there, and they're reading the same thing that they're doing, that we're reading, so what they're gonna do, if America is running simulations of a preemptive attack, and who would survive from a preemptive attack? How do you retaliate from that, man? Okay, that's the Mossad bringing them putting them hooks within the jaws of Russia, dragging them out into war, man. Okay, the Mossad has put summoning that spirit within out there, and this all goes into what's known as plausible deniability, because as you do this, okay, no attack has actually been made, okay, but you're speaking of simulating a preemptive attack on Russia. That means you might have it to where Russia that does something, okay, all right, to escalate this whole thing from into popping off, man. Okay, it says Pierce said that the research directive could only be explained by a desire to explore the possibility of wiping out the leadership of both major nations in a sudden surprise attack. That's the reason for this study, to ensure that we wipe out their commander and control with a first strike. Okay, with a first strike. Okay, so that's the spirit that's being pushed out there, and that's all dealing with the vibration that Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai has put out there, right? The Most High has put that spirit out there, man. Okay, and it's not going to return unto him void until it accomplishes that which it pleases him. Okay, it says Pierce claimed it was highly leading to describe the study as being a defensive or deterrence move in any way, since it is exploring the possibilities of carrying out an offensive attack. Okay, here is typical American double talk. When we are in the process of planning an offensive, a military operation, and that is all we plan because Pierce state. Okay, all right. So it says Pierce recalled the Congressman Mike Turner had stated in the email of Bloomberg on news the United States needed to understand how China and Russia intended to fight a war, and how their leadership would control a potential conflict in order to be able to deter such a threat. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty much it. Okay, you can read the rest of the article for yourself. All right, so that's the spirit that's being pushed out there. But as you've seen from the scriptures, they're not gonna survive that. Okay, like I said, the elite bank families, they're gonna survive that. They're gonna go into slavery. They're gonna get wiped out. They're gonna get, forgotten about, as Isaiah the 14th chapter stated. Okay, but also to the Russian Edomites, they're gonna get the same judgment because they're Edomites. You just seen that. You just seen the judgment of Esau. Okay, you just seen the judgment of Esau being written out over there. Okay, and China, they think they might feel in some type of way they're gonna be this next superpower in terms of who has control over the whole planet's resources and so on and so forth. Which Esau's got the whole control of the planet's resources right now. Okay, they're not gonna be the next ones to take over this planet. What's gonna actually happen? And I'm gonna go to it right quick in the book of Daniel, the second chapter, and the 44th verse. And I'll get another scripture in Daniel where it says the saints shall take the kingdom. Okay, saints take. Okay, So I'll start off in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, on the 44th verse, and says, "In the days of these kings shall the Most High set up a kingdom of heaven which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever." So that's what's going to happen out here. You got, Moab trying to fight for power, Russia trying to fight for power. Okay, the U.S. is trying to fight for power, but in the days of these kings and these kingdoms, the Most High is going to set up a new rulership underneath the the elite spiritual banking families of Israel, man. Okay, because what do when we work out there? We're doing our equivalent to stocks and trades and so on and so forth, because we're giving you this truth, we're selling you this truth. That's our investment. Okay, and that investment is Yahweh is going to yield forth a multifold, a plenteous yield, man. Okay, we're gonna get a nice yield off of this. So Yahweh so we're likened unto them elite banking families, but in a righteous sense, in that we're giving these people this truth, man. And in so doing, when this thing pops off, okay, you're gonna have it to where the Lord's gonna, enact what is written out here within the scriptures here. So let's go back onto this different. I got this other scripture here in the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, on the 18th verse, and it says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and they shall possess the kingdom forever." All right, even ever and ever. Okay, that's an eternity. I wonder what it says here. I'm just curious. Okay, just curious. All right, just out of pure curiosity. What's this word here? Right, a perpetuity, perpetual. Okay, an antiquity, forever. Okay, so we're gonna rule forever. Okay, so the survivability of this kingdoms, okay, is zero. Okay, but the survivability of the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Israelites, all of the Israelites that are dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth, that the Most High is gonna sift out, redeem, and set up on high, they're gonna, they're just gonna rule perpetually. Okay, you see that in the scriptures there. So hopefully, that was of edification. And Yahweh Shemi Al Sharatas, I'll see you on the next one. Shalom.